we're going to kind of complement with the white section here. So notice I skipped over here. This is kind of midsection, and I laid a little bit heavier above it, which kind of creates little hollow spots in the smoke, like it's not as heavy. So you can see, for example, here it's heavy, kind of whisking off. It's heavy here, starting to whisk in. All right. So that's how you guys can create more of a three-dimensional look when it comes to actual making some kind of how do you describe it? Clouds or smoke or whatever you want to call it. So now that that's drying, let me jump into the next section here. Let me just check. It looks like, dang, man, it says that we're having issues with the network again. That sucks, dude. I don't know if you guys can see this at all. This is really, really frustrating, yo. Are you guys good? When I streamed last night, and I kept. Oh, okay. Dilab's back. What's good, man? I see some people back. Thank God. All right, so I think we're good, man. I see that Speed Infusion saying normally it's not this bad even when it's doing all three, because we do stream on 3 different channels, so I'm wondering if that might be an issue as well. Streaming on 2 platforms and maybe the laptop PC, and it's not built to hold that much at once. Okay, maybe just a thought. I'm not sure, you know, I'm not the tech. I just paint kicks and then cut my thumb. Those are my 2 jobs, my main jobs. Really good at both, actually. Actually better at this one. All right, so let me jump into a little bit of blue. Before I do that, I could see I've got a little bit of white paint here. I forget what they call this, tip dry or dry tip or something like that, but it's a good idea to just check in here because that's where all the paint's coming out. And what happens is it clogs up right there, it gets all dry. All of a sudden your paint is not, wondering what the hell just happened, and then it just all through all at the same time, and you just blast your whole paint. So always keep an eye on that, yo. Now it's up to me whether I want to keep this white and then jump into another airbrush. Maybe I can do like a lightish blue. That might be another option, but I'm too lazy to clean 2 airbrushes. So I might just jump into trying to finish up the majority of this, but I have a feeling I'm still going to end up having to touch stuff up either way. So let's jump into this. I'm gonna just add a little bit more body into this cloud here. And as I do that, I'm just kind of concentrating on, remember the girl's going to be here, so not to really paint too much in this section, because I need this section here when I glue her on and then sew her on. I want this section to be like the actual black leather, so then that glue really sticks. All right, so it really doesn't matter what I do here. I just want to kind of try to avoid it. At the end of the day, what I'm going to do before I even do it, just to show you guys, is I'm going to end up grabbing a Q-tip, acetone, And I'm actually going to go over the section where she's going to be at, like this. All right, so just for you guys to understand, I really want to get back down to that base when I'm going to glue anything onto the shoe. All right, so it's just an example here of where we're going to have smoke left. It's not going to be that much. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll paint on the masking tape side just to stress a little bit on this section here. So instead of painting it directly on there, if I'm hitting it here, I'll just get a little bit of overspray. It'll just catch a little bit. That's how you get edges. All right, so that looks good. All right. I got him. I do have a direct connect right now. Hey, man, I'm not using it anymore, dog. All right? I left that like last month. Shady, bro. Put my business out there. My business. All right, so I'm looking for kind of like a bluish. I'm not going to say navy blue. I'm thinking more like a powderish blue. Almost like a Yeezy-ish. Go Yeezy. Let's try it. I might actually have to use another airbrush because there's a lot of white left in this one. I don't want to dump that. And I feel like we're going to have to build both of them up anyway, so let's just grab this other one out. All right. So this is my second one. Oh, that feels a little weird though. Doesn't sound right. I don't like when it doesn't sound right. I'm going to probably finish up another 15, 20 minutes, bro. Just for kicks. The way the stream's going right now, bro, you can see what the deal is, you know? You can see that it's not smooth. I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, that feels better. Oh yeah, we gotta clean that out a little bit though. Alright, so let me clean this up quick. Customizing. Cleaning airbrushes, definitely on the top of my list. And masking off and preparing a shoe. Even though I know it's like super important that I do it right, which I do it right, but it's like, man, the time that it takes to just prep a shoe sometimes can be really frustrating. Let's just check. Just checking the nozzle here, yo. Can I see through it? I can't see through it. That would have been a problem. So let's just clean it real quick. Uh-oh. It's hard to hold it with the Band-Aid here. Let's see what we got. Is there anything? Little bit of paint. Just that little bit of paint can like clog the whole nozzle. So if you're like new to airbrushing, I think the number one issue that people have when they first get clogged and they're like, why is it not letting me spray like it used to, is that their nozzle is not cleaned. You feel like you clean the hell out of it, but it's still not clean enough. You should always be able to see through the nozzle, otherwise it's clogged. There we go. Alright, so now let's test this out real quick, make sure that before I blast my shoe with a bunch of Yeezy or whatever blue we use. It feels a little rough, but it feels okay. Alright, let's try it out. Alright, I don't know where the heck. Oh, here it is. Cool. I had this down somewhere. Cool. There we go. I could feel the strength when that pushes out that air. So that's good to go. Alright, so. Okay, just for kicks, I saw what you just said, bro. Shoes DM still hasn't it? Oh, you all messed up, man. You all are messed up. All right, let me see. I'm gonna jump into a blue now, and I think that blue is a little too how do I describe it? A little too cartoony looking blue. It doesn't look like the blue that I need, so I'm gonna jump back in real quick. Let's see what I could find. Blue, true blue. That even looks a little too. I might have to jump into more like a sapphire. There we go. Let's try that out. Alright, so let's mix it with some white. This is opaque white, by the way, guys. It's about 5 drops or so. I'm gonna barely add any. Like, I'm gonna add so little of this that I'm not even gonna put it in there. I'm just going to take a little dip from here. I'd rather start a little bit slower. There we go. Alright, so it's kind of like a cloudy blue still. This can hit my sweater for sure. Let me put this over here. Cool. And let's test it out before we actually jump into it. Okay, so I can see the white coming out. Some people, what they do is they'll put this out and mix it first together. I just do it in the cup. I don't know. There we go. Now we're getting the blue. All right, y'all. Dye Lab. I'll see you soon, bro. Hopefully you're good. Have a great night, homie. All right, so we got that blue on deck now. Now we got 2 colors. Same thing. Got to have a cloudy kind of an effect, all right? So let's go ahead and just jump into this little section here. You can see I'm concentrating on certain spots. I don't want it to be too white, though. I want it to be more of a blue. And we're more in this still kind of a white section there. Uh-oh. Gotta remember these lace holes right here. They can shoot through the lace holes. Just make sure that you're covering those up. Otherwise, your tongue's gonna have a bunch of little paint spots all over them. That's happened to me before. Still not blue enough, so I'm gonna have to grab a little bit more blue. Where'd that sapphire go? Is that it? Yeah. Alright, guys, so just. Oh, almost dipped that whole thing in there. That would have been not very smart. Just grabbing enough where I could feel like it's going to make an impact. Hopefully that'll be it right there. And I got both of these sides wet here, so I got to move those. Dope. Alright, y'all, so let's jump into. Hopefully this will be a little bit more blue. This is how I like to test my blue, though. Just put it on a rag or something where you can see the color changing. Eventually I'll see that it's getting darker, and then I can apply it. Again, this gun's a lot stronger, so you gotta be real careful with the trigger on it. Otherwise, it just blurts out a bunch of paint. That's perfect, just. I think a lot of you guys do that. I feel like a lot of you guys are working on a custom and then you're also streaming with me as well. So I hope you guys are productive, man. I like that you guys are multitasking. Just for kicks, what's the theme on the AF1s? See, now I'm trying to get to a darker blue, guys, okay? That way I'll start to build the blues in. This is out, which is actually even a better thing. I can start to add, for example, now like a navy blue. So we can add little dark patches inside of this blue cloud. Just keep in mind it's really dark, so if you put in the navy blue, you don't have to mix anything because it's already a darker color. So it'll just spray out. Since it's so dark, it's gonna make an impact quickly. So let's get into getting a little bit darker of a blue now. You can see here it's starting to turn blue. Darker blue at least, see? So this is a good time to add a little bit of a texture to what we got so far in this blue. Let me show you where we're at, by the way, just so you guys could see. You see the sections here, we can add little highlights now. Darker highlights, if that even makes sense. Lowlights? I don't know. I'm self-taught. I make stuff up as I go. Now what you can always do if you feel like you need to blend a little bit, you can, actually I don't even need to take this one out. For example, if I feel like I hit it with a little bit too much blue, now I can go back with white and we can soften it up if we need to. Yeah, so part of making this happen is just the mix of going back and forth sometimes, you know. I'm still going to even add a little bit of black at the end just to give it more of a, almost like an eviler looking tone. So again, we're back at this navy blue, dark blue, whatever you want to call it. We're not going too hard with the blue, guys. All right, just enough to create some separation, some highlights. Nothing is very consistent and strong. What I mean by that is you're moving really quickly, you're not like really laying down paint in any one spot, all right? All right, so remember the character is going to be like right there in the middle, so we don't have to paint that section, okay? Now lastly, I've got some blue, I've got some white here. You can go back and forth now with black, which I think I'm going to try to do that now. We don't know how well this airbrush is going to react to me using it today, but let's try it. And you can start to build a contrast. All right, so see, I could tell this airbrush is like kind of weak. I don't know why. It's weird. I wonder if it's the needle. Let me just check this needle real quick. The back of these needles tells you what size you need to put in there. So like, for example, if it has 5 little marks in the back, then the nozzle in the front has to be a 0.5. And if it has 3 little checks in the back, or little marks in the back, then it's a 0.3. So I don't know, maybe I have a 0.3 nozzle in here and I've been using the wrong needle. Let's see. That seems like it's coming out too long. Let's compare it. Where's the other one at? Yeah, that's not the right needle. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm going to still try to use the black here. Before I actually put the black in though, let's test it out with some acetone. Add something and see if it sprays. Step 1, see if it sprays. Yeah, it's dope. Okay, it's working. Adam, what's good, man? Thank you so much, Dougie. I appreciate you for even commenting on Facebook, man. All right, so what else we got? Louis Vuittonis. Just in case. I know what you're talking about, bro. Just for kicks, I'm with you there, man. Alexander Wayne. I did my LV AF1s like this. Oh, sick, bro. Did you do the red and white version, Alexander? And shout out for you being on YouTube, homie. Oh, cool. So I got him, said so far so good on my side. Very little buffering, but no freezing yet. Okay, I guess we're on the right track then, right? Reduce some network stuff in the app. Hopefully it made a big difference, or made a difference. Every stream is a new adventure is definitely true. Slight stuttering. Okay, it made a difference. It's running better. Okay, sick, man. Well, let's jump into the black, man. Hopefully you guys stick with me. I do have this opaque black, which is interesting. I think I'm going to try to use opaque black since, again, we're trying to mirror this kind of a cloudy effect. Just got to remember that when you use black, it goes a long way. So sometimes you might even want to mix gray instead of black, just to, not make it so dark. So let's test out the black and see. Oh, cool. It's coming out perfect. Crazy. All right, so this little section here needs to be darkened out according to the picture. So that's where I'll start. And again, if I'm hitting an edge,